from her, from him, and from me. It's Wednesday, the 20-something of February. It's Ash Wednesday, and that's important because that is one of the reasons I've decided to vlog. I should say hello again. I wrote a little note of all the things I was going to catch you up on, and I've left it over there. So for those of you who've watched this before, you can see nothing's changed. I'm still the same. I got up this morning and I was going to do a little intro bit before I went off to Weight Watchers, and I overslept, and I had to dive out to Weight Watchers with my portable cup of tea in my Yarndale cup. Went there, and then I had to whiz into town for something, and I've just got back. Gary's off now for a few days and the rest of next week, so I was chatting to him and I thought I'm gonna have to sit down and do a chat, and Henry has decided to clean his self whilst I'm doing this. Welcome back to my little piece of YouTube. I've had some lovely messages from some lovely people who followed the last lot of my adventures, saying when am I going to vlog again, which is really lovely. I haven't really been in the right kind of mindset to do it since after Christmas, really, when I put up all the New York vlogs. So I've had a good break. I didn't want to just drivel on my day-to-day life, because let's face it, it's not super exciting. But a few things have happened in the last few weeks that have made me start thinking, yeah, actually, I'm going to vlog. But I'm going to whiz us back in time for a quick update on some things. I don't think I ever did round up the Christmas Carol read-along, which Gary's always reminding me about. So, all right. So I know I have spoken to many of you who read A Christmas Carol. I hope you really enjoyed it, whether it be the first time through or a reread like me. Absolutely loved it. So enjoyed it. And I did finish it before I went to New York, so that was really good. Weight Watchers update. I am still keeping going with the Weight Watchers. In fact, if this hound would just hang on, Henry. No, wait there, excuse me, just one sec. Because then I can get my list, and now he's back. He's kind of pushing me off now, which is fine. Not only did I get my my blue tag, can you is that focusing, which I keep on my purse. I got that just before I went to New York, so that was my £7 loss last week. Well, 2 weeks ago actually. I got my £14 one, which is so I've now got my 2 hanging on my purse to remind me that that's what I'm doing. Oh, do you know what? I've moved my cushion and now I'm all sloppy. Sorry. Right. So yeah, Weight Watchers is going well. So my total weight loss since I started back in November is 17 pounds. So I can't believe that. I can't believe I've been going for 12 weeks actually. And I know that because I got my new book this morning. So yeah, 17 pounds has gone. So that's probably what, 2 babies. Yeah, 2 pretty well-sized babies as well I've lost weight-wise. So yeah, super pleased with that. I shall keep going with that. I've had ups and downs. Never actually had to put on, not yet had to put on weight. In fact, I've only had 1 week where I've stayed the same, despite going off about and still doing lots of things, which leads me into Unravel, the yarn festival I went to this weekend. I helped out a friend. I was helping her out, Linda from Kettle Yarn Company. Check out her yarn, it's fab. On the Sunday, and due to one thing and another, I decided I would travel up by train on the Friday, and I got there Friday lunchtime, and I was planning to stay just in a cheap sort of Premier Inn Friday night and Saturday night, help Linda on the Sunday, and then come home with her on the Sunday night. So yeah, food wise, that was challenging because a few of us went out for dinner on the Friday night, and we went to this most amazing Thai food restaurant called the Giggling Squid, which a lot of the Unravel people went to. And I made the best choice. I had a vegetable stir fry with cashew nuts and some rice, but it was lovely. I didn't go out for dinner Saturday night. I declined an invitation and went and found somewhere that just had a chicken salad. But yeah, so that was right. The festival was great. Unravel is one of my favourite festivals in Farnham. Really good vendors. I've been a few years now, but I did go not in mind to buy anything. I'm still very much using what I've got, which fits in with my whole sustainable thing, which I will talk about in a bit. But Linda did give me some yarn as a thank you for helping her out. Oh, you see? Yeah, you've just got Honey's legs are moving there, if that's distracting you. How many minutes have I been talking? Oh my goodness, 7. Oh well, it's a catch up. It won't always be like this. And oh, one of the loveliest things was that, as you know, I'm friends with Gaynor, Tales of Cuckoo Land, and Amy, who's Taylor S Studio, and Jules, So Sweet Violet. We have a little group going, and obviously Deborah and Emily, who are in the States, and Kelly, Lay Family Yarn, who is way up north. But without me knowing, Gaynor and Amy had plotted to surprise me and Unravel. So I'd sort of walked in at lunchtime with my suitcase, seen a group of girls I knew from Socks on the Beach. So I'd gone over to give them hugs and was chatting. And one of my friends, Caroline, said, oh, look, there's Gaynor. I couldn't believe it. I turned around and rushed over to her. I gave her such a big hug. It was so lovely. And I also met Gaynor's mother-in-law, Mad Granny, as she's called, who... Mad Granny, I'm so sorry. I don't think Gaynor ever actually told me your real name. But it was lovely. We had a lovely chat. And then, lo and behold, Amy arrived as well with her little boy Jack. So we all headed straight out to Bill's, actually, in Farnham, and had lunch and a catch-up. And that kind of just started the weekend off really well. And then had some other such lovely friends were there and had a lovely time with them. So that was Unravel. What else did I say? Weight Watchers, plenty of knitting going on. I won't go on about that. I was going to show you my current project, but I'll do that a bit later. I finished up 3 sweaters in the last month or so, because I've been on a real, I want to finish these things and get some use out of them mode. Yeah. So that's kind of it, really. I've also started a quilting class. I'm a student in a quilting class, so it's really nice to have something that I'm not actually teaching, although it looks like I'm going to be teaching a couple of classes at this shop that's fairly near to me. I'm going to be doing sock knitting and weaving class, which I will organise this week. Well, take a breath, take a drink. So much to tell you all about. I've got so many things whizzing around in my head. But I need to go down and feed the fish. And no doubt these guys, Henry's sitting so awkwardly, no doubt they will come down with me to do that. We had a loss yesterday. One of our smaller fish died. I found him, or it, when I went down to feed them yesterday. I decided to leave it out on the side in the hope that we get a reasonable amount of seagulls here. And I was hoping that it would be picked off, that nature would, the circle of life and all that would deal with that. But I've got a feeling that they didn't take it, so I need to go and deal with that. And I won't obviously film that. But we'll have a little walk down the garden, and then a bit later, because I've been banging on so much now, I will catch you up with the real focus of what this vlog is going to be all about and why I decided to start again. That's it for now. I'm going to finish my tea and be off down the garden. Is an absolute bog, as you can imagine, from all the rain we've been having. I mean, you can't really tell. If you trod on that, you'd sink. It's horrid. And you can see, we just had beautiful sunshine, and now, of course, clouds have come over. Henry's probably gonna do a tiddle. No, he's not. That's good. I've actually decided to put the deceased fish into a cardboard box, but into the normal dustbin, because then if it goes to landfill it'll rot down. So here we go. There you go, dogs are happy, they've had their treats. So just while I'm still sitting here, I'm going to give you some clues as to what is coming up. That's Gary sneezing in the background. I was going to show you these books in a minute. I've dug these all out. These aren't new. These are books I've had for some years. And you know, you go in, you kind of go in fits and starts. Well, I do with things like this. Some of these were presents. This was a gift, funnily enough, this book. And it's beautiful. So yeah, that's just a little to titillate your interest, hopefully. And as you can see, the craft room, same old mess, except now there's a sewing machine thrown into the farm. Okay, this wasn't planned. I have just spent nearly 2 hours trying to fix my editing software for the vlog. It wasn't bringing across the audio sound, so I had the long clip that you would have just seen with me talking at you was there was no audio file, and yet, you know, playing it normally there was an audio file. Oh, it's just, to coin a phrase, done my head in. So I'm going out to get chocolate, because I'm going to sit and I'm going to have not a huge bar, only a little bar, but after dinner tonight I'm going to sit down with a cup of tea and a bar of chocolate and console myself. And besides, it's Wednesday, it's Way Day, is Invisible Stomach Day, as we all know. So it's coming up to the end of day one. I'm home from the shop. I bought chocolate. Only, you know, a little small bar. It wasn't like a huge great thing. Just don't computers, technology drive you mad. Great when they work, but other than that. And so I started listening to a book, an audiobook last week called Sustainable-ish Living, or How to Live a Sustainable-ish Life, by Jen Gale. Now, again, I'm quite late to this party because I think this book came out a while back, but it really got me thinking. She basically gave up buying anything new for a year. That was her commitment. And she based it on now I'm going to have to I wrote this down, the Sarah Lazarevich triangle, the hierarchy of needs, which basically, I have drawn a picture, but you can Google it. It's not going to give you this picture. It's like the hierarchy of needs by Maslow, I believe. Anyway, so on the base of it, so the start of everything should be, my glasses, use what you have. Then if you can't do that, you borrow. Then if you can't do that, what do? You swap, thrift, i.e. charity shop, I guess, make, and then right at the very top, the smallest one is buy. And I really like that idea. I really feel that consumption or consumerism is a really big problem, and not just about stuff that we make and buy and spend too much money on, but, you know, finding a slightly more spiritual way of, if we've had a bad day, says she, go and have a cup of chocolate. You see, it's so hard, isn't it? But not going out and blowing money because we've been directed to it by marketing people or things that, you know, you really didn't realise you needed. Spending emotionally, and, you know, buying stuff. Just walking through town today, there's so many shops like Flying Tiger and the Neon Sheep and Paper Chase, all these shops that sell stuff, bits and bobs, and you could easily go in there and buy something. And it's all pretty and it's all lovely. But I have decided to make the commitment for at least the next 6 weeks or the next 40 days not to buy anything new. I'm talking about stuff. I'm not talking about food shopping, although I will be much more mindful of that. I'm not talking about things that involve health issues, so medicines or, you know, obviously I pay to belong to Weight Watchers, so that will all stay as it is. It's about buying stuff, consumer goods. And I'm going to work through that hierarchy of needs. So I'm going to, you know, make do with what I have, or I'll borrow, or I'll go to a charity shop, or what have you. Now, I will find this really hard, and I'm not putting this out there for people to try and catch me out. So if you're going to watch this and say, "Hey, you bought something," then, you know, go away. I'm just going to do my very best to stick to that goal for 40 days. So that's no magazines, no stationery, no books, no yarn, no other supplies, no new clothes, anything like that, nothing new. Having said that, I am going to give myself 5 get out of jail free cards. So for 6 weeks, if something crops up whereby I really, really cannot get around it, then I will use one of my get out of jail free cards. I will avoid it at all costs, but, you know, I still have other commitments. I have family to look after and so on. So I'm going to have those 5 get out of jail free cards. I haven't talked a lot about my quilting class, but I go to a class every week. And for that class, it is necessary to buy a small amount of fabric to continue with the patchwork squares we're learning to make. Now, I will try and use what I've got, but I am also not going to, that's a prior commitment, so I'm not going to be stupid about that one either. Having said that, the quilt I want to make at home will wait, or I will make it from leftovers and scraps. But the one I'm doing in class, I will buy the things I need to buy. I really need to buy, nothing extra. I've made some notes as well here. I should also say that neither Gary nor Hannah are doing this with me. So In terms of family expenditure, it's not an issue. I am talking about my personal expenditure. Birthday presents. My mum and dad both have birthdays in March, so that will be, maybe I'll have to use my get out of jail free cards for those. Not sure yet. So I've just thought about the things in advance that might be tricky, or I don't want to impose my plan onto other people who may not appreciate it. Other than that, I'm going to be investigating. I'm going to be investigating things I learn about in the book. I'm going to be investigating doing other things. I have a whole stack of clothes upstairs that are now too big for me. So I'm now going to be working through those and looking at taking them in, altering them, and basically using what I've got. So as well as my yarn, obviously, with knitting and with weaving, and just being mindful of not creating or buying new stuff. That's my plan. That's my challenge for 40 days. Now, I've added a little bit onto this, and I'll just say this very briefly, although I can hear movement upstairs, so I think I might have to be quick. I also would really like to support my friend Gaynor, who is a fundraiser for her son's special needs school. I don't want to give out too many details of the school because for obvious reasons they're vulnerable children there, but she does a lot of fundraising. Those of you who follow her vlog, Tales from Cuckoo Land, will know that. And I want to support her and the school kids, and I know they're saving up to buy a minibus. So basically, I'm going to say to you, if anybody out there fancies, what's the word? I've forgotten the word now. Pledging £1. Hang on, back in a minute. Okay, I just have to pause there for a moment. Yeah, so if anybody would like to pledge £1 or $1, if you're abroad, just one, for the entire 6 weeks, for the entire season of Lent, for my challenge, for my goal of not buying anything new for 6 weeks, you can trust me. I will confess, I will be totally upfront about what I do, and hopefully be able to, if other people are interested in joining me at some point, or maybe even just making slightly different choices. I would love for you to do that. And if enough people, if a handful of people say they were happy to do that, I will set up, what Gaynor does is a PayPal account where you can pay your £1, or, if you want to give me £2, that's great, into that. And then I will be able to show you the ongoing total as we go along, and obviously be completely accountable to you for it. But it would be really great if we could just use this platform to raise a little bit of money, not expecting to make loads of money. I don't have 5 bajillion followers, but oh, there's Henry gone to get his bone. I'll have to show you Honey in a minute as well. She's just gone to my chair under my blanket. Yeah, so I just think it would be really cool if we could do this. It would motivate me as well. I will keep reporting. I will vlog every day. I'd tell you how it's going, as well as the usual shenanigans here with the dogs and with my never-ending attempt to keep the house tidy, and my knitting and my weaving and my quilting. But if you would like to, or would be happy to pledge £1 or $1, maybe we could raise £100, do you think, to send to Gaynor's school, not her school, the school where her lad Bill goes to school, and it would go towards their school minibus, which would mean these young kids who have very particular needs, and they want to be part of mainstream society, but with just a little bit of adjustment it means I can get out and go places and do things, which would be really, really good. And that ties in nicely with the whole thing of Easter as well, and a time of forgiveness and love and celebration. So there you are, there's my little pitch to you. That's why I decided to vlog. It gives me a good focus, gives me something productive to do as well. I'm going to learn as much as I can about sustainability. I'm going to be growing some salad crops. Sounds a bit too grand, doesn't it? But I'm going to plant some salad seeds, which I bought last year, so they won't be new. I wanted to plant some radish seeds and some spring onions, but I realised I don't have any, so I may have to speak to my lovely friend Jen, who does lots of gardening, and may have some seeds that she can donate to me, or we can swap for something. So you see what I mean? I immediately thought today, I'll go and buy some cucumber seeds. I thought, no, can't do that. Not going to buy anything. So that's the way it's going to be. And I know I just went out and bought chocolate, but that's food and it doesn't count. I don't want, it's stuff that I don't want. It is stuff. So enough of all that. Tomorrow morning is quilting class day. So I will be going over to the shop, which is about half an hour from here. I'll be picking Mum up. We shall drive over to the, oh, such a lovely shop. I will share it with you. It's run by two sisters. They have a little cafe, and then there's the sewing haberdashery bit in the back, and there's a few of us who do these classes. So I will give you the lowdown on my quilt tomorrow, as well as any other exciting news. I will endeavour to bring you up to date with my knitting projects and what I've got on the needles at the moment. I've got a blanket to be that is currently waiting to be worked on the big loom, and there's Henry chewing a bone in the background. So you see, it's all good. Life is good. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the waffle. I hope you're going to be interested in this little journey of mine about living a more sustainable-ish life. As I say, I'm going to try and make it interesting and a little bit educational for anyone who is also interested in these things. And have a lovely evening. I'm going to have dinner, and then we're going to watch the the pottery throwdown, which is great fun. And I will see you all tomorrow. Good night.